My
Hmm.
company's numbers were going down drastically each year. June 23rd, 2023, I am laid off from my job. I had all the tools to do it, but I was scared to get across the finish line. Like, I'm like, is this for real? Is this legal? I'm the type of person that needs to have this all figured out before I
Hmm.
sort of jump in. Joined a couple of them, backed out. This group is not for me. This is not my kind of people, if you will. October 2023, I saw your ad and I went, oh, this is a nice guy. I got my first deal in November. It was a manufactured home. It sits on 5 acres. The ARV was about 190. And then that repair number became something around 55 and 65. 28,000 was on the mortgage. We were going to sell for probably about 80,000, we thought.
And so you took title to this house.
Yes.
How long did you have title to the house?
7 days.
How much money did you need in order to close on the purchase of the transaction?
$39,939.19.
Okay.
If I had to pick a word, it's confident. I have a business now.
All right, guys, welcome to REI Automated Client Highlights today. I'm joined by Christine. Christine, we absolutely love you. Everybody loves you. You've had some really cool wins recently as well, and you have an awesome story and a couple of pivots in your story, actually, that I want to talk about today. So this is meant for people who are both in REI Automated already, as well as maybe somebody who's on the fence about joining our program. I'm 100% positive. I love Christine to death, and you're always inspirational. I'm 100% positive that you will walk away encouraged from this story. So Christine, thanks in advance for joining me on the call.
No problem. Where do you want me to start, Keith?
I want to start from the beginning or near the beginning. When did you first get the real estate bug?
So I got the real estate bug probably 15 years ago. I've always looked at properties, had a dream to buy a portfolio, knew there was a way to do it, but I couldn't figure it out. So I would just keep looking, keep looking. And then, I started following some real estate investors, and I always worked full time. So I was working full time. So I didn't have time to really put into the training. And then I could see the writing on the wall with my job. My
Mm-hmm.
company's numbers were going down drastically each year. I knew that I had a short window to either leave the company or start something new. So I literally started something June. This is pretty interesting because June 21st, 2021, I incorporated my business,
Okay.
Dragonfly, and I jumped into a real estate investing course.
Yep.
And I was ready to go, but I couldn't bring myself across the finish line. So fast
So when you
forward,
say, can you flesh that out a little bit? You said, I joined this course, but I wasn't
yes,
really ready to cross the finish line. What's the
yes.
difference between those two things?
So I had all the tools to do it.
Mm.
I was scared to get across the finish line. Like, I'm like, is this for real? Can I actually do this?
Hmm.
Is this legal? Like, I
Hmm.
had so many questions. I can just go to a title company, purchase this house. And, it was all very scary for me, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. But I
Yeah.
wanted to do it. I still wanted to do it. So fast forward 2 years from that date. Mind you, I'm still taking the courses, I'm still following people, I'm still looking at houses, still trying to find deals,
Yeah.
but I can't sort of cross the finish line, right?
Yeah. And defining cross the finish line is like pulling the trigger on a deal, like doing a deal.
Yes.
Okay.
Doing a deal, getting it
Yep.
done, like I've had things under contract, but then I'm like, well, what do I do with this once I get it under contract?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
am I going to be able to get this rented? Can I sell this? What's my exit strategies? I didn't even know to say the word exit strategies. I was just sort of like, what am I doing with this property?
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that needs to have this all figured out before I
Hmm.
sort of jump in. Right.
Yeah.
So fast forward to June 23rd, 2023, I am laid off from my job.
Hmm.
I had a very good
I remember
job for a
this
very
right
long
before you
time.
signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was laid off from my job. I'd been there a long time. You get a decent severance package. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing this real estate thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just doing it. I'm going to make it happen. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but I'm going to do it. So I went through, I don't know how many investors. I joined a couple. I'm not going to name any of them. I joined a couple of them, backed out. Was like, this is not for me. This group is not for me. This is not my kind of people, if you will.
Yeah. What was the biggest turnoff?
Some of it was the harshness of people trying to get deals, right? Like, my goal isn't to take somebody out. My goal is to just buy a property at a fair price and exit appropriately.
Yeah.
And what I was hearing and the things that I was seeing, I was like, yeah, this is not me. This is
Just
not.
like savage.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I
Taking.
can't. Yeah. And the word, the more savage, the bigger high fives. And I was like, yeah, this is just not me at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So October 2023, I saw your ad and I went, oh, this is a nice guy. Really nice person. So, and I am attracted to somebody, so I kept watching your videos and I was like, yeah, nice human being. And I like what I'm hearing. And I literally just joined.
Yeah.
I backed out of another group and I joined, and I met Issa in the group, and Issa and I
Wait, I
decided
don't, hold on, before we
it's
get to
kind
that,
of
because you
okay.
fast forwarded like 6 months at least here, and I want to
Yeah.
spend a little
Do
bit
you want
more
me to go
time
through? Yeah. So do you want me
on,
to go through?
no, just in the beginning. So what was the thing that really pushed you? There's this book called The Tipping Point. Like, whenever we make a really big decision to leave one group or to join another group, or whatever, make a life-changing decision, like get into real estate after we get laid off, there's always a tipping point. And I like to just talk about that a little bit more. So what was it that pushed you to reach out to say, like, you have something here, this is the solution, I feel like this is the right fit? What was it that was different about
I'll be
us?
honest with you. I didn't know when I came in, I felt good. What pushed me over the edge was the first video I watched of the training, your very first video. Like, I
Okay.
watched your story. You told your story of how you got into real estate investing, your background, your life history. And I thought, okay, this is
Let
a
me ask
real
this. Did you
person.
watch that video before you signed up or after you
No,
signed
after I signed
up?
up. Because then
Okay.
I knew at that moment, I was like, okay, I'm in the right place.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
because you don't always know. Like, if you're a really
Yeah.
good advertiser,
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of people advertise so fantastically. And then I
Yeah.
get in and I'm like, oh my God, this is just not for me.
Yeah.
This is not for me. It's too big. There's too many people who are just, want to just, break people over the coals. Like, I just don't want to be a
Hmm.
part of that.
Yeah.
I want to build a good business that I can be very proud of.
Okay. I want to lean into something that you just said a little bit ago because I'm perplexed. I actually didn't know this about you. You signed up, but you weren't sure that what you signed up, and you had done it in the past where you had signed up and you're like, hey, this is not my cup of tea. So just, like, frankly put, what was your biggest doubt when you made that commitment to sign up? Biggest doubt, biggest fear, biggest hesitation, reservation, whatever.
I think it's more about me, right? Rather than you. It's more
Hmm.
about, is this going to be the group that takes me over the edge? Like, that
Got it.
helps me get to that finish line, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was really searching for. And I don't know that I knew that then, Keith, right?
Yeah.
I figured
Okay.
it out later. Sometimes you
Yeah.
don't really know what you're doing until you're like, oh, this is what I
Yeah.
was looking
Something
for,
else
right?
solidifies it.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, I know how to find a good deal. I know how to run the numbers. It wasn't that, and believe me, your training was fantastic. I definitely got more out of that, but I
Yeah.
knew all that.
Yeah.
I needed support
This is actually the next
to
question I was going to
help
ask you.
me
Okay.
finish to get me. I knew I could get a contract.
Yeah.
I knew I could, take it to title, whatever, right? I just couldn't get over the finish line, right?
Yeah.
So whatever it was, you guys were doing it, and it wasn't, you're like, okay, you the Asana, do A, B, C, D. It's all listed
Yes.
out. Just follow
Yes.
this, do this. And signed up in October. I got my first deal in November.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I am doing it. I am listening to all these people in the group that have deals or doing deals. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I did it. And all you have to do is one. You need one. And you're like,
That's
oh,
right.
that's so easy.
Yeah. I
Right?
want to ask you about the 3 pillars in REI Automated because it's so cool. I wanted to get to this topic and you literally just listed every single one of them. So for the people who are not in REI Automated, obviously anybody within REI Automated knows what these 3 pillars are because we built a whole business around it. However, for anybody who's not in REI Automated, pillar number 1 is education. This is all the videos and stuff that Christine's talking about. Pillar number 2, she's already talked about, she's talking about Asana and the checklist. And we also have software like our CRM and our deal analyzer and our scripts. This is like how to execute. This is the actual practical application so that you can execute what I taught you in education. So there's the education pillar, there's the operating system pillar, and then there's the support pillar. And so what you had said a moment ago was I kind of like your education, Keith, was great, but I kind of knew a lot of this stuff anyway. What I needed was the support. I needed the community. I needed the group around me to rally around and help me move the deal. However, then right after that, you brought up Asana and the checklist and like following the process. So here's my question. You have these 3 pillars. Which one of those 3 pillars was the core, like this is the thing that I need right now? When you signed up, what was it?
So it was number 2. Okay. That's what not to discount the support, but
Yeah.
I didn't know you get a deal under contract, you file your, you open up escrow, you do, but you had that all listed out, right?
Right.
And I'm
Okay.
like, okay, I feel so comfortable now because this
Sweet.
is exactly what I know I'm supposed to do, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then,
go ahead.
but without 3, I wouldn't have been able, 2 wouldn't have made sense for me. Does that make sense?
That was literally my next question. You're just doing such a good job. You're doing my job for me. Thanks. You're making this the easiest process ever. I was going to ask you, has anything changed? Like has the thing that, and I get it maybe 50-50 when I ask people about this, like, hey, you signed up for 2, was 2 the most important for you or did something else come to light? And a lot of the times, about 50% of the time, it changes to one of the other pillars.
Yeah. I mean, if you reach out to any person in this group, in the REI group, like if something goes on or I don't know, we will talk to each other. Like we figure out how to find each other, talk to each other. Hey, do you like the color of these cabinets? Like it's as simple as stuff like that. Can you help me with a title person in blah, blah, blah. I saw you use them. Like that support is priceless, in terms of all the people, and they're so nice. Everyone's so nice.
I'm the biggest jerk in the group for sure.
Yeah. What's that? Not stop it. I thought you said I thought you were saying, I was like, you attract what you are, right? I think you attract it's just really, we're all seem to be.
It's an amazing group. Yeah.
Yes.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
What is I want to embrace the feminine aspect of this since I have you on the call, bringing it to an emotional center. How do you feel differently compared to prior to REI Automated? If you could label it in one word, I'm going to super challenge you, putting you on the spot like this. If you could label it in one word, how do you feel? If I could label
like how I felt, because I've done, let me say, I did 3 other groups, right? So I was part of, not some short-lived, some longer-lived, right?
Yeah.
So what's the word that sort of...
How do you feel now? You're different, but how are you different now? How do you feel compared to just prior? I would say confident. Okay. If I had to pick a word, it's confident, right? I think I was lacking all the confidence I needed to sort of... So you get the deal done, then you want to hit your big picture, right? What's that big picture that you've set for yourself with, the people on your team? What's that big picture? And everybody's big picture is different. Right. And having that confidence to not only just do a deal, but to also build a business. Because this group isn't about just getting real estate investing or buying a house or, selling a house. It's about building a business that's sustainable for you and your family. So talking about the sustainability and even the scalability, you signed up in September of 23.
I think it was October.
October of 23. Okay. And then you got deal number 1 in November. That was
Yes.
super fast. How long did it take you to lock up deal number 2?
So deal number two. So again, Christine being the overthinker, trying to like make sure everything, deal number one came in
Hmm.
November. It didn't close until January. The
Yeah.
second deal closed 3 weeks later.
Okay. On the
Yeah,
purchase side or on the sales side?
on the purchase side.
On the purchase side. Okay. So you,
So deal number one, I wholesale. Deal number two, I actually acquired.
okay, sweet. And at what point in time? So now I want to get to where we were like 10 minutes ago, with bringing Isa into the picture. So when you joined, it was just you, and
Yes.
so kind of walk me through the storyline, if you will, and the timeline as well, from the moment that you signed up in October of 2023 to when did you and Isa, who's another one of our clients in REI Automated, when did you start that partnership, and what has it turned into now?
So Issa and I had started talking about a partnership to sort of pull together our resources and also be able to use our time schedules, right?
Yeah,
For,
6 hours difference.
yeah, there's a 6 hour difference and our skills, right? We have different skill.
Yep,
We both know
skill
that.
sets.
We
Yeah.
have different skill sets. So we wanted to sort of bring that all together. We started talking about it in May of that year. So I
Okay.
joined in October. I had some deals in January and February. I had, I think, another deal in March, right? So it was a little slow going, but I think that's normal. I
Yeah,
don't know that you
absolutely.
want to be like, and so Issa and I decided that we wanted to join forces. We had to talk through exactly how we were going to do that, but we
Yeah.
figured out that the two of us just had the things we both needed to learn, the other person had, so we were a
Yeah.
good fit, right?
Yeah.
And now we're just wonderful friends too, which
Yeah.
is really
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
nice,
So we're almost a year. It was spring of last year. You're almost a year into this partnership with Ethan,
Yeah.
and you guys have made it official, right? Like you have your own LLC
Oh
together.
yeah, so we incorporated in July of 24. We
Okay.
incorporated and we actually have two LLCs. One is, our our wholesaling, and the other one is our holding company. So
Cool.
we have two LLCs together. And we have just, kind of ran from there. It was
Yeah.
slow going. I mean, because when you combine everything, it just took us a while.
Yeah.
I was,
Logistics.
yeah. What's that?
Logistics, like when you're
Oh,
pulling
yeah.
things, you got to have all the uncomfortable conversations and the paperwork, and here's what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, here's what I'm not willing
Yes,
to do, and what I'd want to do, and things like that. Yeah.
exactly. And
Very
set
cool.
up, like, our articles and all that good stuff,
Right.
so,
Right.
so we established all that. And we both have a similar vision, which I think that is super important. If
Absolutely
you are
necessary.
going to join forces with someone, like make sure your visions are the same,
Yeah.
the way you do business. She's really the nice one, sort of a little tougher than she is, but yeah.
That's so funny. What is the achievement, whether it's a deal or not a deal? What is the achievement that you are most proud of so far?
Having a business with Issa, you mean?
Results since joining. So since October of 2023 to now, whether it's a deal or not a deal, what's your achievement that you're most proud of?
I think that I'm most proud of the fact that we have an operating business now that we are going to grow exponentially the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
I see a path, we have a plan, we have that all documented out, we know
Yes.
where we want to go. And I don't think I had that sort of vision coming in. I wanted to be able to do deals and make money. And then I'm like, there's more to it than just
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
There's more
Absolutely.
to it. There's a lot more to it.
Yep. Oh,
Um,
that's so cool. I wanna
yeah.
I wanna define some of those so it's objective for anybody who's gonna watch this video later on. So when you say, hey, we have I think you used the word sustainable. We have a sustainable business that is like, it's doing deals consistently. Define that for me. Like if you were to go back a couple of months and go future
Yeah.
a couple of months, what does your business look like today?
So if I go back, the consistency was not there. I think we met on this. We were struggling with having deals under contract consistently, right?
Yep.
The
Yep.
most important thing is your marketing. I'll just say it out loud since people are hearing that. If you don't want to spend money on marketing, you really are not in the right place, right? It's
Yeah.
just not, you got to spend the money on the marketing.
Yep.
So once we got some good marketing in place and we had some steady marketing coming through our business, that sort of changed everything because
Mm,
it's not just that, oh, I'm going to talk to Johnny today and we're going to be under contract in the afternoon. That's really nice. And that's sort of a nice too. It doesn't always happen that way.
yeah.
Sometimes you got to talk to Johnny for 3 months,
Yeah.
right? Or Johnny doesn't talk to you for 3 months and then calls
Yeah.
you back and says, okay, I'm ready. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, shoot, I have a contract today, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's about your pipeline. I'll just plug REI Automated because that is an amazing tool, right?
Hmm.
It's the calling, the dripping, the stuff I didn't have because
Yeah.
I wasn't on that piece of it. So all of that is so important to building the business because the pipeline is so important. That's what makes you sustainable is these deals coming
Yep.
through your business. And
Yep.
if you don't have them, and it's not, I get a lead tomorrow and I got a contract. It's really that pipeline of the bigger
Consistency.
your lead,
Follow up.
yeah, the bigger your lead, database becomes, the more likely you're going to have,
Yep.
3 to 4 to 5 or 7 contracts a month.
You've recently closed some deals.
Yep.
Which one are we talking about today?
Well, I have to, I mean, our biggest one so far is our Pell City, Alabama contract.
Okay. I get them mixed up at this point. Which one was
So
that?
it
Hold on.
was,
Let's walk through this systematically. So Pell City is the deal. How did you find the deal? What sort of marketing were you doing that generated this?
so this is our Facebook marketing.
Okay.
So
And
we started doing Facebook marketing. We also have others. I believe in having we have 3 sources of marketing now, but we
yeah,
would like to grow that to 5. But for
cool.
for now, it was the Facebook marketing that we put in place. East is the genius behind that, so I will take 0.0 credit for that.
Cool. All
Um,
right. What were the key numbers of the deal when it came in? ARV, mortgage repairs, arrears, walk away.
So this beauty it was a manufactured home. It sits on 5 acres.
This is the one with the busted driveway.
Yes,
Okay,
the
I remember.
horrible driveway.
Yep.
We got it under contract for 38.
Wait, don't say that yet. What is the
Oh,
ARV
sorry.
mortgage repairs and stuff?
Oh, sorry. The ARV was about 190. We think
Okay.
190. Yeah.
All right. Any repairs necessary?
So this is interesting because based on the conversation with your seller, our repair number was between 25 and 35, right?
Okay.
We get it under contract. We have the contractor go out to give us a repair number, and that repair number looks very, 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 very different, right? And then that repair number became something around, somewhere between 55 and 65, may
Okay.
even be
Double.
70, right? Yeah, so it was
Double
double.
what you were originally
Yeah,
anticipating. So
so I'm running around
190.
telling yeah,
Yeah. You're telling everybody, oh, it's just lipstick. It's just they're going out. What in the world?
job, and the pictures looked like it was a lipstick. Okay, so
Okay.
that's the interesting part. We
Okay.
get it, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
This is gonna be super easy. What about mortgage arrears?
So they were going into foreclosure.
Okay.
So, let's see, foreclosure was probably about 2 months away.
Okay.
It was a seller carryback, so um, they were not paying their mortgage since the beginning. So nothing
Hmm.
had been paid. 28,000 was on the mortgage. Um,
You said
we
20 or 28?
28,
28. Okay.
28. 28 was what they told us. At the end of the day, after it went through title, because they hadn't paid anything, the fees were pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah. What were
Yeah.
they wanting to walk away?
10.
Okay. So we've got 28 plus 10, 38. That's why you put it under contract for 38,000.
Yeah.
ARV's 190, repairs are, call it 65. So how did you structure the deal? What was the entrance strategy? What was the exit strategy?
So we had planned to wholesale it to a
Okay.
fix and flipper. That was our plan. We're like, okay, we can wholesale this thing. So we decided to wholesale it. I called. It was easy. Made a bunch of calls. I had at least 6 people go out there within a few days.
Yeah.
And that's where we learned that the number was a lot higher. They're
Right.
like, this is no $25,000 deal, right?
Yeah.
So based on that, we brought our wholesale number down, right?
Okay. What were you originally listing it for?
We had it for, we were going to sell it for probably about 80,000, we thought.
Okay. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So because the repairs were so low,
Yeah.
right? So we looked at this. I mean, if you saw the pictures, you'd be like, oh, the kitchen looked decent, everything looked good.
Yeah.
But the things we didn't see were the things they didn't take pictures of, right?
Of course.
Right? Like the floors were kind of loose, the subflooring needed to be replaced.
Okay. Wow.
There were window issues. There were just more issues than than what we could see. Because normally, when you see something that looks like it's been decorated nice and all that, you think, oh, everything else looks good too, right? Well, lesson learned.
Illusion.
That's not the case. That's an illusion. Absolutely. So as time passed, I think we actually had a conversation with you during this.
Before that though, you had it 80 something was what you were asking, and you lowered it to what?
65.
65. And then you got somebody who they said that they were interested. They were a realtor and they offered you.
They offered us the 65. They gave 65. Us the 60. Everybody was giving us 2 people dumped out at the 65. They said, no, we're not gonna, it's too much work. We got a bunch of people saying it's too much work. So I know they wanted us to lower the price, right? I knew the game they were playing, but I'm like, we have 5 acres.
Yeah.
5 acres. And we did the comps, and 3 acres down the street with nothing on it, no infrastructure on it, sold for like 65,000. So we're like, okay, I mean, you at least have the
Just
water
the
lines.
house and you have more.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, we didn't think this through until you got on the phone, but yeah.
So let's talk about that. So at that time, you had a whole bunch of properties under contract, and you're like, dude, WTF? Why are none of these selling? Like, what is going on? So we hopped on a quick call. Quick, it was like an hour and a half or something. It was a brief call. Went through, and what was the 1 or 2 biggest things that you took out of that meeting that you changed that altered the course of your results?
Thinking about the exit strategies in multiple ways. Right. So we had this sort of wholesale mentality going on because our goal was to get quick cash, right? Quick cash. But we weren't thinking about it in terms of what's the best exit strategy for each of those deals, right? You said it and I was like, oh my God, this is so stupid. I can't believe we just didn't even like this is so because every other deal that we got under contract, I would call investors. Obviously, you sell differently to an investor, but I would also put it on, Facebook and Craigslist and all those things to try to
for
find
sale by owner.
Like for sale by owner, all those things. And for this, we thought we could get quick cash. This is such a good deal. Like, why can't? So we didn't do those steps, and that's why you don't miss your steps in Asana, right?
Yeah. So you
So
ended up
lesson learned.
switching from wholesale exit strategy to,
To like an end buyer, somebody who's going to live in the property.
okay. And so you took title to this house, correct?
Yes.
How long did you have title to the house?
7 days.
7 days, 1 week. How much money did you need in order to close on the purchase of the transaction?
$39,939.19. And the
Wow.
reason
Okay.
I know is because we were scraping everything to get this number
Yes.
together.
So tell me about that. How did you get that money?
So she and I we did some digging to get that money. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I said, Isa, I can come up with this much. And she was like, okay, I'll come up with the rest. And she's like, we got to sell this because we would literally had to it
Yes.
was, yeah,
Was it
you
all
know how it is.
oh, absolutely. I've gotten
Yeah.
incredibly scrappy. Was it all your funds or did you borrow funds?
Well, we borrowed them from things we could borrow from in our personal lives, but yeah, I mean, if
Okay.
we kind of just were planning on doing a quick wholesale, right?
Right.
So it would either this title company would take the C funds, and I know I know we don't probably want to get into that, but they were going
Yeah.
to do that double close for us,
Okay.
and so we didn't even think like, oh, we should get some funds together.
Yeah.
So it was too short a notice, and I'm sure we could have found some somewhere at a crazy rate, but we just decided to
Okay.
make it happen
You
for seven
pulled
days.
you pulled
Yeah.
$39,339.19, whatever it was. You took title to the house, you held it
Yes.
for 7 days,
Yes.
and you went from a wholesale strategy to a wholesale strategy, selling it to somebody who actually moved, like they personally moved in. It's their primary residence now.
Yes. Well, there's some work to do, but yes,
Yep.
she moved into the property
Okay.
and is super happy to have it.
So you were at the wholesale 65 was what you had it listed for.
Yes.
Okay, and you had it
Yes.
under contract for 38,
Mm-hmm.
and you ended up selling it to not a wholesale buyer, but a retail buyer for how much?
We agreed on 82,000.
Cool.
Yeah. So we were believe me, we were digging that money. I mean,
Yes.
we knew we had our buyer in place when we purchased the property. So we
Right.
knew she was already under contract. She needed a few days to do her due diligence before she
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
she
And I
showed
remember
us,
we had
yeah,
that discussion as well because you had that person, like a realtor or somebody, who was interested at 65,000, but it was going to
yeah.
take 6 weeks, or how long was it?
45 days she wanted to, yeah,
Yeah.
she wanted to to string us along for 45 days while she probably did what we were going to
Yeah,
do.
that's
We'll
exactly right.
tail it. Yeah.
And so then you're able to put this person in who's willing to pay like almost $20,000 more and
Yep.
close in 1/6 the time.
Yes.
Cool. So
Yes.
$44,000 spread between 38 and 82. And I mean, truthfully, the sexy thing to say would be, oh, we made it in 7 days. Truthfully, is more than that, right? Because you have time invested into the property before and the lead. Do you know what the timeline is from when the lead came in to you collecting a check? Or let's not talk about when the lead came in necessarily, but from the time you went under contract with them, from contract to close number two.
I think it was like 45 days. We had to extend the contract. We gave her a 30-day contract and then
That's
we
right.
had to extend it like 15 days because we just couldn't. We didn't have we did not have a solid exit strategy. So what we learned from that deal
Mm-hmm.
is that every time we get something under contract, Issa and I will sit down and talk about every possible way we can sell this property, right?
Yep.
And
Primary, secondary, tertiary. What is the plan of
exactly,
execution?
exactly.
Yeah.
And we just assumed and never make assumptions because we learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a good lesson, but we learned the hard way that you really have to like sit down with each deal and make no assumptions and
Mhm.
walk through your Asana list and make sure that you are crossing off every single thing. I
Yep.
am a person, and I'm gonna just tell you my faults right here, who goes, "Oh, this is easy, boom," and I just go and do it, right?
Yep.
Because going into sauna might be like an extra 15 or 20 minutes out of my day,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Oh, I'm the same way. I'm the creator of it. I'm the same way.
So those things are super important. I learned a lot, a huge lesson. I can't expect other people on my team to do things that I'm not willing to do,
Yes.
right?
There was a lot of
So,
learning lessons. So I'm curious to from the very beginning, you had issues with finding buyers, you had issues with the exit strategy, you had issues with talking with the seller and extending the closing date. You had issues with raising the funds necessary to tackle the deal. There's probably other things that I'm not thinking of
oh,
because I wasn't in your shoes. But what was the toughest challenge?
so I think that some of these things got overlooked, right? Because we had multiple deals on the table,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I am trying to figure out strategies on every single one of those
Mm-hmm.
deals, thinking this one is our easy guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is, although in the beginning, I was a little concerned about it because it is this, mobile home kind of sitting in the sky on 5 acres. That's yeah.
Yeah.
But you kind of do a little market test and then right? When you get on the phone and you call 5 people and 3 of them want to look at it, you're like, oh shoot, I have a deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if they don't, then if you tell them the numbers and they don't want to
Cold.
go look at it, then you're not really looking at something good. And you kind of know it before you call them anyway. You know what your
Yeah.
numbers should be. I mean,
Yeah.
so I forget, you asked me the question, what was
Yeah.
our
Biggest learning curve, biggest challenge, and then what did you learn from it? What was the biggest learning curve? Biggest takeaway?
our biggest learning curve is one, sitting down and looking at the exit strategy for the getting into Asana, making sure we check everything off in Asana, and just making sure that everything gets done for the deal and it'll come together.
Yeah.
Or it
Are you guys
doesn't because
using
the
the
numbers aren't good, you know?
right?
Or it doesn't. I mean, I don't want to say everything's a home run that you put under contract because I've learned
Never.
that lesson
Definitely
too,
not. Are you guys using the apples to apples comparison now that's in the deal analyzer?
ISA does a lot of that.
Okay.
ISA is our deal. I'm always like, is this a good deal, ISA? Because she is our,
Got it.
I'm the person who sells.
You're the talker, she's the numbers. Got it.
I get on the phone, talk to everyone and say, hey, this
Yeah.
is such a good deal.
Yeah. What is your I'm curious to know. So when we talked, gosh, it's been maybe has it been 1 month or 2 months? It's been 1 month
I think it's been 1 month.
since we had that conversation.
Yeah.
You had six under contract at the time.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many of them have you sold, and how many of them are under contract to sell but are not sold yet of those six?
So 2 fell out.
Okay. Dang.
And they were just not good deals, right?
Yeah.
So they were really just trying to find maybe a buy and hold person who
Okay.
would find that price attractive.
Okay. Sure.
So 2 of them fell out. One of them, we were having a major um, inheritance issue. So
Oh
there was,
no. Like a
yeah.
title thing? Probably.
Yeah, so I'm working through, this is interesting because I'm working through with the seller, the affidavit of errors, which I've
Yeah.
never done
Oh, that's easy.
before. So
This
we're
is easy.
doing all, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's gonna happen. It's just that we have to get these death certificates, and
Yep.
Texas has been a little difficult getting them and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Out of
So
curiosity, how much are you slated to make on that one?
that one we're making 7.
Okay, that's the small one. Okay, I know which
That's a
one we're
small
talking
one.
about now.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
about the
So
other three?
So, one of them, our buyer is ghosted us. Actually, 2 of them, our buyers have ghosted us.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So our buyer has ghosted us. She has gone under contract twice with us,
Oh
and
no.
yes. So yeah.
Red
I
flag.
mean, I'm not going to be very pleasant when it comes to the memorandum because I'm pretty sure she sold it to Open Door. Like
Oh
she just
no
wanted, because
kidding.
we were gonna buy it sub 2. And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, and then we were going to just lipstick it and get it on the market. Cause we went to look to see how much Open Door would give us for it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it said it was already given a quote for that property. So we figured
Oh,
that,
interesting.
yes. So
Okay.
that's our thought there. Yeah. So yeah, we've had a couple of things that kind of fell out, but
Yeah.
we have, I think we have three more in the pipeline that we should be getting under contract soon. So
Very
we're
good.
we're excited about that.
Okay.
And then we just changed our marketing last week. So we have our own PPC
For
running
PPC,
now.
right? Yep.
Yeah. And that's actually producing some really good stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will
Yeah.
always favor Google
Yeah.
PPC over Facebook. Always.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So our Hell City was Facebook ad. They're cheap, right?
Yeah. Super
Well,
cheap.
they're super cheap. I'll take that if even if it's 3 times a year we get one of those, you know what I
Sure.
mean?
Sure.
It's just another way to get leads in, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot has transpired. My goodness, in the last 4 weeks, roughly since we last talked. What is your next big goal? I'll let you define that, whether it's a three-month horizon, 6-month horizon, 1 year horizon, end of the year horizon. I don't care. What does your future look like, and is it written?
So, yes, we do have a business plan. We have documented all of that down.
Very
Our
good.
business plan was more towards wholesaling numbers and getting, certain dollar figures in each month.
Mm-hmm.
We are starting to acquire now. That's our next goal, is to start bringing in properties and
Okay.
building a little bit of a
Cash flow.
portfolio
Okay.
so
Hold
that
on.
we have cash flow. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's our big goal for the next 6 months.
Is
So
that going to
we
be with a focus on like rentals or with a focus on owner finances?
so I think it's going to be a little bit of a mix depending on the deal. If we can bring in something subject to rent it out for a year or two, put some lipstick on it and get it on the market, that's something we're looking at to do as long as the
Mm-hmm.
equity is there. We're also looking at, we have one, Issa's actually bringing in Issa had a property sub two from when she was by herself. I have a sub two property from when I was by myself.
Okay.
So we're going to bring those into our business. We're just getting a Tennessee house all fixed up. We're going to rent it out and we're going to take a look at those numbers in maybe like two years, but we're going to cash out refi it.
Okay.
So
Sweet. I think I
yeah,
remember this one.
yes,
You're doing a
yes,
rehab on the house, right? To get it
yes,
ready. Okay.
yes. We're doing a rehab on the house. Oh, my gosh, our Pearl City sold.
You're which
I'm
one?
losing my mind. Our Pearl City house in Mississippi. That one,
Okay.
remember with the floors?
Yes.
Yes,
The
that's
god
sold.
awful concrete floors. Yes,
Yes.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah, so that one sold. How like that's the sixth one. I was like, what's the sixth contract? That one. Yes. So that one sold.
Great.
And
Okay.
remember it was that we brought the price down and then there was a bidding war
Did
over
you do
it.
seller
So
concessions on
yes, we did.
that one?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We did not do it on the floors. We're going to, but then we actually got
Not
bids in.
necessary. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So that
How,
one's closing in 2 weeks.
yes. All
Yeah.
right. Very
Yeah.
good. Under contract. So that means that you've been under contract for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks already.
Yeah, so I think it got under contract at the beginning, or towards the end of, about 3 weeks.
Okay, cool. How much
Yeah.
are you slated to make on that one?
So I believe that one has a really good numbers, but there there's some complications there, but
Okay.
yeah, I think
What's reasonable expectations?
I think that
Not what we're hoping
yeah,
for.
so I think once all the bills are paid and everything, I believe that the mortgage is about 178 that has to get paid off, and we sold it for about 306.
Golly. So net
Yeah,
will be just under 100,000.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Good.
But
Hold
there's a
on.
lot of, so Keith, there's some bills that have to get paid. There's some things that have to get done. But yeah,
Sure.
Issa did,
Sure.
this was a smoking hot deal for
That's
Issa. No, I'm not
fantastic.
going to take
My
credit for this. That was Issa's
goodness
smoking
sakes.
hot deal. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
This is turning out to be a good quarter for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's a
Yes. Yes.
that's a
Yes.
big deal. The
Yeah.
biggest deal you
Yeah,
forgot
the one I
to mention.
forget. I'm like, well, wait a minute. We tried to wrap that house for months. This is
Uh-huh.
why the profit is going to be a little bit lower, right?
Okay.
Because
Sure.
we really wanted to wrap the house.
Yeah.
And then I got talking to someone in Mississippi that said, you do not want to wrap in Mississippi. And I
Okay.
said, why? And they said, because it's just not a good place to do it, not because of
Mm-hmm.
the laws or anything, but more so because
Not.
you'll get people that put the money down and then they won't pay you, you know?
Yeah.
So it is a good idea to sort of research the area when you are nationwide, like we are.
Yep.
Like once you get a property somewhere, like get on that phone, start talking to people, start figuring out,
Yes.
what's a good, who, do they have money? Because if they don't have money to put down on it and it's not significant enough, you don't want to do it, right?
It may default. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we wasted a lot of time doing.
Dang. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
just the same thing. Like sometimes what we want to do, if I'm hearing you correctly, you wanted to wrap it because that's where the money was. You can make more money if we wrap it than if we were to take all the cash down. And that's almost universally true. Almost all the time you're going to make more money on the wrap than if you are to take all of your cash and collect it right now. However, that may not be the highest and best use for the property. And that comes out in the deal analysis portion when we're doing our due diligence, when we're
Yes.
looking at this area and you're like, oh, shoot, maybe I need to go instead of wholesale it, I need to wholesale it. Instead of wrapping it, I need to retail
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I
And
talk a lot
that's
about,
where we were just focused on the numbers, right? And we're like, look at the money we can make
mhm,
if we wrap this thing,
mhm,
right? But the other thing you have to consider is the person that you go under contract with, right?
yes.
If they're not completely, you have to make sure that they completely understand your game plan.
Mhm.
That is 1000% important.
There's four elements, right? First and foremost, we have to serve the seller. If we're not serving the seller by solving a problem, why are we even in business? And frankly, if we're not helping them, then they're not going to say yes, and we don't even have a deal to play with. So
Correct.
first, we have to take care of the seller. Next, we have to take care of ourselves. Like, what are my personal goals? And then we have to care about what is the season of my business right now? Like, am I in the beginning where I just need to get some money in to replenish my marketing, to replenish my startup costs? Having a quick grab at cash, if you will, and putting aside the asset and the wealth building for short-term gains of quick cash. And then the last part is the market. What is the market doing right now in this area? So there's a seller, there's us, there's the business, there's the market. And those four levers, you have to look at everything from a whole picture. Those four
Yes. Yes.
levers determine what you should do with the house every time.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's where we sort of fell down. Not to say that we didn't get up, we dusted ourselves off, but we did definitely fell down in those exit strategy areas where
Mhm.
we spent too much time doing something we shouldn't have been doing, right?
Mm.
So, and we've learned that.
Yeah,
These are the lessons you learn along the way. I mean,
yeah,
in all honesty, Keith, like, you can train on it, you can do all these things, but you still need that experience to
that's exactly right.
understand the ramifications of, oh my God, I shouldn't have sat there and tried to wrap this thing for 6 months.
Yep.
Stupid, you know?
And
You know,
leaning on others, leaning on a support structure as
yes.
well.
Yeah, I think if we would have taken that deal, this is our fault too. We should have taken that deal to office hours and been like, somebody would have said, wholesale it,
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
dummies, wholesale it.
Th-
So yeah.
Yeah. Josh, and then we'd have a great conversation. I mean, this happens all the time. Josh is like, I would don't wholesale it, wrap it. And then somebody else is gonna go, no, you should rent it. Hold up, owner finance it. And you get to hear
Right.
everybody's perspective, and you're like, dadgum, I didn't think about three-quarters of that stuff. That was actually really helpful.
And I also, I wanted to just kind of say this too. With every deal, you have to look at the deal as like a transactional engineer, right? Right?
Mm,
You look at it as, can I, this is no fix and flip, but is it a buy and hold for
right.
someone?
Right.
Or can this be a good sub two that I hold for 6 months and then maybe
Yeah.
sell? Or you can't look at any of these deals in one lens, right?
Mhm.
Because if you're doing that, I think you're doing a disservice to your business.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. There's no one
And that
size fits
took
all.
me a long time to really sort of understand. Like in the
Yeah.
beginning, I was always looking for stuff sub two, sub two, sub two, sub two, but now I'm sort of backing off from that. And
Yeah.
and now I'm looking for things and I'm looking at everything for all of it's good and bad and all of those
Yep.
things. And that
Yeah.
just comes with learning the business.
Yeah. Do enough deals and you start to just pick it up super, super fast. Honestly, it'll
Yeah.
happen pretty much the evening that you put the property under contract.
Yeah,
That's
and I think that if you're spending all this money on marketing, you're like, how do I get money out of this deal, right?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
just paid for this deal. So how, and they're wanting to sell to me. So what can I do with this?
Yeah.
If it doesn't fit in my buy box,
Good learning. Good lessons.
Yes. Yeah. So I got a lot more to learn.
Sure. Oh,
It's
as do I.
yeah.
That's the cool thing about
But
I
that's
like
the
to
fun part about this.
that's what I was gonna say. I like learning. My biggest Tony Robbins has six essential human needs. My biggest human need is growth. And somebody way smarter than me said something to the effect of entrepreneurship is the best paying path. It's the fastest path of self-development with a really big compensation plan. Entrepreneurship is the fastest path of self-development with a really big compensation plan. I like that. The quote's not
Yes.
exactly perfect, but it's really close to
Yeah.
that. It's so true. And in the
Yeah.
beginning, you don't get paid a lot and it's hard. And sometimes it's discouraging when you just keep on getting knocked down, knocked down, knocked down, knocked down.
Yeah.
However, success is inevitable so long as you do not quit. Having
Exactly.
having the right people around you, having the right systems in place, having the right education helps you get up faster each time.
Yeah. Yeah. And the systems are critical to that, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think you have to have the systems. I did it without the systems and I've done it with the systems. I will tell you that I lost a lot of deals without the systems, you
Mm.
know. And I did actually take some of my leads and import them into the system. And we actually got two deals 8 months later from
Good
those
deal.
deals, from those leads that we imported into the system. So
Previous
it works,
to, oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes, it was a sub two deal that we wholesaled, and I'm trying to think of the other one. The other one was just a wholesale deal as well, but it was worth it. And I
Yeah.
would have never, ever gotten those deals because I wouldn't have been calling them manually like I
Yeah.
was doing. It was becoming unmanageable, right?
Yeah. For anybody who is thinking about REI Automated, on the fence of REI Automated, maybe they already have leads coming in, they already have tried programs like you did before. If you could go back and talk to talk to the Christine who's about to sign up, not sure whether this is the thing, she hasn't watched that video, what would you say to that Christine?
Oh, to that, I would say sign up. If you want to do, if you want to learn the business from, start to finish. So in the other groups that I had joined, they taught you how to do a deal. They didn't teach you how to build a business, right?
Mm.
And once you do the deal, so you're getting like all in one here. You're getting everything you need and including the tool, right? So there was no tools in those groups. And I
Mhm.
specifically, I would ask, and they're like, yes, but you had to buy the tool and then put like, you copied their version onto the tool or whatever. But this is an
Yeah.
actual tool with support people if you have issues. It keeps you in check. It drips. It does everything you need it to do. Right. So I would say just join and get the training under your belt, get the first deal done, and then build the business.
Yeah.
Right. I think it has to be done in that order.
Yeah.
My biggest, how much I'm kicking myself, Keith, when I was working and I had money coming in that I wasn't doing these deals and starting to build the business and I was just sitting there scared like an idiot. I'm like,
Yeah.
why didn't I do it then? It is easier when you have, another job coming in, but It does, the way I was put into the business, kind of thrown into it. I understood, I knew, had the training behind me, but I was like,
Hmm.
this is do or die for me. So I
Yeah.
either make this work or I got to go back to a place that I hate.
Yeah. Do you feel like this is possible for somebody who has a job?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I'm like I said, I'm kicking myself that I didn't get enough in place where I was doing maybe one, even if you're doing one deal like every 2 months or
Yeah. Every
something
other month.
while you're
That's right.
working. And then you can build it up to where you're doing like 2 or 3 deals. Then you can start to think about, do I need to work anymore? That takes time. You're never going to do that in 1 month or 2 months. You're going to do that over a
Sure.
year. It's going to take
Yeah.
a year at least, right?
Yeah. That's
So
good.
yeah, you have everything. You have the training, you have the support team, and you have the tools.
Yeah.
So, once I came in the door, I saw your first training video. I was like, this is my no-brainer. I did the right thing.
Yeah.
Because there were 3 times when I listened to the training and I went, I did the wrong thing. And
Mm.
just through the training, I knew that.
Thanks for saying that.
I mean
I appreciate you.
it.
Do you have
Yeah,
any?
go listen to your first training. You probably are like, what first training is she talking about?
that-
Your very
I
first, the
I think I
one
know.
where,
It's
yeah,
the welcome. Like before we even
yes,
get into the business, I just want you to know a
yes,
little bit about me. Yeah.
yeah, that was so important to me. Like
It's so.
personally, and other people may not find that like, but that for me personally was what sold me. What I was like,
Thank
okay,
you
I'm
for
in the
saying
right
that.
place.
And
Yeah,
like, no lie, I debated very much about putting that video in. There's actually plenty of videos that I recorded and I actually never put into the training. And that was one of the ones that I was on the fence about. And I said, I'm
okay,
going to let this run for a couple of months. If nobody freaks out, then maybe I'll leave it. But I've never really been convinced that it's actually a good thing because I'm really transparent. I'm like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I've gone through. This is what I've dealt with. Here's me. And most people, it's a lot. It's like I'm just going to be really transparent. Most people aren't that transparent with you even after 5 years of knowing them, and it's the first video. So I've
yeah,
always wondered, like, I wonder if I went a little too far. So thanks.
no, it's no, because first videos usually hear how rich I am, how this, how I got, it's like now we're all real people and we get there a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And maybe I know that it's sales still because they're still trying to get you to get to that level, but there's still so much work to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and we don't want to mislead people in saying like if you're not willing to put the work in,
Yep.
then you're really not in the right place,
That's right.
because that's a headache for you too, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
to say
No,
that.
that's so honest. That's so honest. I love it. Thank you for that. Cool. This is not a get out of jail free card. You're not going to become a millionaire in your first year of doing this. I cannot guarantee your success. What I can guarantee is that I'm going to pour my ever loving heart and blood and sweat and tears. And same thing with the community, and the same thing with our community leaders, and the same thing with our staff, and the same thing with our training and our tools and everything. We love what we do. We're really good at what we do.
Right. But
And
those things aren't going to make you where you want to be, right? You have to use
you have
them.
to pick up the phone. You have to talk
Yes.
to the seller. You have to
Yes.
get over your own self-limiting beliefs of,
Yes.
am I willing and am I worthy to
Right.
make this happen? And we talk about that, right? That's literally what office hours yesterday was talking about. That's what the
Yeah.
26th is going to be. Like we talk about the mindset, we talk about goals, getting clear vision, path forward, writing things down.
Self-reflection, right? Where do you fall down? Like
Yeah.
self-reflection was super hard
Yes.
for me. Like, what
Mm,
am I, I, and as I got older, you start to look back and you're like, yeah, that was really not the way to handle these things or do these things, or this is
yeah.
where I have to change. And this is how I have to better me
Yeah.
to get to the place where I want to be.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, I feel like that's another roadblock
Hmm.
because it's not about the training or the business or anything. It's about deep down, it's really about you. It's about you, your mindset, and how
Yeah.
you
And your
take it
heart
on.
set,
Yeah.
your heart
Yeah,
set.
because you have everything here. There's nothing here that's missing, right?
Yep.
There's nothing here that's missing. You just have to take it and utilize it and make it happen.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, myself included, probably even you, we start the business because we want the money, because the money means something. The money means maybe time freedom or choice freedom or financial freedom or whatever that is. But realistically, there's at least one level deeper of the reason why I want these things is because I want to have the positive impact, because I want and then there's always a level deeper. Well, why do I want the positive impact? Well, because I deep down, like we're now, what, five or six layers deep down, I have a need for, what is that need? I have a need for respect. I have a need to feel worthy. I have a need to, whatever this thing is. When you can strip back these layers that most people do not understand, don't even know about, to be honest. Most people do not have the emotional, I don't know, I don't want to say emotional intelligence. It's not really an EQ type of thing, but emotional training or knowledge or I don't know,
Yeah, I know what
wherewithal.
you're saying.
Yeah, a
I
little
hear
bit
what
lost
you're
for
saying.
words, but
Yeah.
these are so important, and ultimately the business becomes that, and we can get really clear on that thing, your business, dude. We're no longer worried about like all the mechanisms of a triage call and sales and negotiation and psychology. It's like, hey, let's just be real. Let's just be honest, unfiltered, transparent.
Yeah.
It's gonna be me because I'm awesome. You are awesome.
Right. Right. I mean,
Embrace
it
the
is sort
awesome.
of, yeah, it's just seriously just getting down to what is keeping you from getting to your goals.
Yeah,
And it's going to be different for everyone,
good
I
stuff.
think. Yeah.
Christine,
Yeah. Always good stuff when I talk to you, Keith. I always feel
you're,
enlightened and, like I could do this another day.
yeah, I love it. I just look at the time and I'm like, holy smokes,
I
we've been
know we've
over
been
and I
way
didn't even
over.
realize that we're over. We're so far
Right.
over and I don't even care. This is going to be the longest video ever and it's going to be fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your
Yeah.
encouragement. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for all your kind words. I promise I didn't pay her to say any of those things.
No.
Thank you
Well,
for
thank
just
you.
being,
I mean,
you are,
my business is, I have a business now. I
yeah,
actually have a business. You don't know how many things I tried. It
yeah,
wasn't just real estate. I tried a lot of things. I
yeah,
wanted out of corporate America. So, I finally found my home
yeah,
and it's working. I try to get to office hours at least twice a week. It is in my
yep,
goals, is
yep,
part of my goals to make sure
good.
most of the time I'm not there because my dumb self forgets that it's 1 o'clock. Like, oh, but yeah, I mean, that's super important to me. It's why I am growing, listening to all the smart people in your group.
Yeah.
So,
You just keep on bringing awesome people in. You are like, let me just pause about what you just said, about what you said. All of the smart people in the group, dude, you are a powerhouse woman. You are a
oh,
pillar in the community. Everybody, like, I don't bring in bad people. If I do, which I have made mistakes and I have allowed those people to see the exit door and I gave them all their money back, I don't have them. There is no bad apple that I know about. And I know every client pretty intimately. And so does our staff. We have many touch points. There's not one single bad. I don't have one client that I wouldn't come over and
yeah.
have dinner with me. And you have,
Yeah. Yes, I
literally.
have. Yes, it was lovely. Your kids in your home, it's lovely. Yes,
Yeah,
and your wife is a
thank you.
doll. Yeah.
I want that relationship within everybody in the community. We have that living, people say living a life on purpose.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
living a life on purpose, intentionally building the ecosystem for me
Yeah.
to I want to thrive. I want to love my life. I want to not have to take a vacation because I hate my life. I want my
Exactly.
life to be just
Yeah.
awesome and epic and exciting every day and encouraging and fulfilling and have a passion and a purpose for what I'm doing. So thanks for being a part of that. Thanks for your kind words about other people. But everybody who's listening to this needs to realize that the whole community is filled with a bunch of badasses like
Oh,
Christine.
oh, so freaking awesome the community itself is just so awesome. Everyone is great.
Yeah.
You got Hawaii, you have people from Florida, all over the place, and everybody has a different perspective and funny too.
Yes. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing
So
your story, Christine. I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
your words
Oh, no
today.
problem.
This was wonderful.
Um, I hope I gave enough information, but
Absolutely. Yeah, and
okay.
I appreciate you going over your deal. You're so deserving of this success, and you have so much more success. I'm positive that these 3 deals, statistically, we're not going to close every deal, but you get 3 this month, you get 3 next month, you get 3 the month after that.
That's right. And that's our goal, is
Upward.
to 3 to 5 to 7, right?
Yeah.
3, 5, 7, and then, maybe build our team a little bit more.
Yes.
Um,
It's exciting.
and
The scale.
that's what we're looking to do. Yeah.
Very good.
And then,
Very good.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know I took you way over. You're probably.
I don't even care. No, I block out so much time afterwards. It's totally fine. I have a clear day.
Okay. All right, great. Well,
Thanks,
enjoy
Christine.
the pretty weather.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.